Okay, so we are live on YouTube as well. So we have a few attendees. Let's see that more. Let's allow more attendees to join in, then we can begin. Okay, hopefully, I'm audible.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so few people have already joined in. So let me just start by introducing this session. I think all of us are aware that today's session we will be discussing. In today's session, we will be more focusing on, the journey to kickstart a Java developer career as a fresher. So the broad agenda points that we have in mind that we would be discussing is, essential Java concepts and skills to develop as a student, what kind of upskilling you can do in terms of certifications, and what kind of resources and projects you can do to enhance your resume, and a few tips maybe to prepare for placement interviews as well. So for this session, I'm quite happy to introduce Nikhil Yadav. He's going to be the speaker for today's session, and he's currently the technical lead with InfoEdge India Limited, and he has like extensive experience into software development, especially in Java and PHP. So, as you are all aware that you can post in your questions in the Q&A box. Just make sure that you post it in the Q&A box because we will be reviewing the questions from there. And once Nikhil is done with the presentation, we will begin taking up live questions. So, Nikhil, over to you. You can begin the session.
Okay. Thank you, Niharika, and welcome everyone on this webinar session. Thank you for joining us. So I'll introduce myself. So currently I'm working as a technical lead in InfoEdge India Limited. So I have more than 5 years of experience in Java and microservices, and I have completed my bachelor degree in information technology from MIT Allahabad in 2017. So that's my quick introduction. So let's go to the agenda of today's webinar. So agenda for today's webinar is especially Java developer as a career for students. So there are some quick points which I will cover in coming slides. So one of the point is career opportunities for Java developers. So next one is essential Java concept and skills to develop as a student. So I'll give here a brief introduction about Java concept and skills because we have limited time. So next, certifications and resources and projects to enhance your profile. So like what is role of certifications and how much important it is to enhance our profile and resume. So next point will be tips to prepare for placement interview. So let's start. First point, career opportunities for Java developer. So there might be a doubt to students like what is the scope for Java developers. So currently there is a trend in industry for Java development career. So most of the industries are using Java as a language for their development, for their app development. So we can see there is specific areas where Java is frequently used. So one of the areas mobile app development. So most of the Android applications developed in Java, and most of the organization like top organizations follow like use Java language as their app development. Like we can see Spotify or Twitter. They are one of the top industries. They use Java as their mobile app development. So next career is web development. So and apart from uh, and there are specific roles in every organization for app development. Like you can see on LinkedIn or Naukri.com, there is specific role for iOS development, Android development. So that's the scope of Java development in mobile app development field. So and Java has constantly and mostly used in web development as a language, as a backend side, and most of the companies, companies, top companies like Google, Uber, and Netflix, even Infosys, there is a huge reputation in IT sector. So Infosys also use Java as their backend development. So Java as a career in enterprise applications. So most of the enterprise applications, they use Java as their language for their application development due to huge scalability and security and robustness features of Java. So most of the uh, enterprise applications are also developed in Java. So there is a scope for Java developers in enterprise application or companies, those who are those who developed enterprise applications. So gaming industry is usually using Java as their development language. So like here are frequent examples like the Revenge of the Titans and Spiral Knights. These are popular games which are developed in Java. And scientific applications like we as a student or we as a professional very frequently use MATLAB. We had used MATLAB in graphic design or in AutoCAD. So MATLAB is very frequently used. So one of the scientific application that is MATLAB is developed in Java. So that is the popularity and huge usability of Java application in this sector. So there is a huge scope for Java developers in these fields. So these are career opportunities for Java developers. So next point is essential. I'll cover here essential Java concept to develop as a student and some skills which will apart from Java concept which will enrich your profile for placements or as a to start career as a professional. So before starting Java concept, so we as a student or as a Java professional need to understand Java ecosystem. So so we can there are multiple we can categorize Java ecosystem in three first: JVM, JRE, and JDK. So what is the role of JVM? JVM loads, verifies and executes Java bytecodes. So and provide runtime environment for Java code. So it also manages and optimizes the program memory. And what is JRE? JRE stands for Java Runtime Environments. So JRE is basically implementation of JVM. So it is a it is superset of JVM and some sort of libraries which helps to run the Java application. And JDK, like whenever we start any project or any Java project or Java application, we first install JDK. So JDK basically is the package of JRE and some development tools like Java and other tools. So that is the Java ecosystem. So we should have at least basic knowledge of these ecosystem. But some companies which have which has their fields in like architecture or Java, so they very frequently use the like what is the bytecode or how JVM loads, verifies or executes code. They ask the micro points regarding the execution of Java codes. So we should focus on these also, specific to companies, not every company, but like networking or companies who manufacture chips. So if there is a role for software engineers, so definitely they will ask bytecode and low level low level of execution of code. So so before going into Java, so we should also have a basic knowledge of process and threads. So like, what is process? Process is a self-contained execution environment that can be either a program or a application. And what is thread? Thread is a basically lightweight process. So thread uses the resources of processes, and thread uses minimal resources of process. That's why it is called lightweight process. And so previously your basic
Can't hear you. Hello? We still can't hear you.
Hello.
Yes, you're audible now. Please go ahead.
Okay. So have I covered this point, like executing Java? So was I able to complete these points or not? Hello.
Sorry.
Was I able to complete this slide or not?
You can just go over it quickly once again.
Okay. So before going into before starting Java, so we should have a basic knowledge of process and threads. So basically, what is process? Process is a self-contained execution environment that can be either a program or application. And what is thread? Thread is lightweight process. Because why it is called lightweight process? Because it is shares the required resources of process. That's why it is called lightweight process. In starting learning as a Java, so we should have very good or high level knowledge of object-oriented programming concept and design patterns. So mostly most of the companies ask questions from object-oriented programming and design patterns. So we should have depth knowledge of these topics. So what is the basically entities in object-oriented programming? Object, class, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation, etc. So I'll cover a brief about these points. So what is object in Java or object-oriented programming? So it is an entity that has a state. State means some properties, like it should have some property like name. And if we take example as a student object, so student should have name, should have ID, should have course, should have so these are the property of student object. And what are behavior? Behavior can be what student does, like which course he uses, in which section he belongs. These are behavior of student. And so what is class? Class is basically it is a template or blueprint of an object. So like if we create a class student, so it is a blueprint of multiple students. So like I can create an object student like myself, Nikhil, and we can define property and behavior of we can set and define property and behavior of Nikhil. So like name and email and ID and which section I belong, which course I pursue, all that. So next topic in object-oriented programming is inheritance. So what is inheritance? So like in inheritance, child class inherits properties of superclass. So that is called inheritance. So it is frequently used, like if we define like a superclass as an animal. So what can be property for animal? Animal should have like 4 leg, 2 eye, and if we create sorry, if we create a subclass like cat, then cat inherited all the properties of animal superset. So that is the use of inheritance and how it is used. So next point is polymorphism. Basically, what is polymorphism? It is the ability to take more than one form. So it occurs when we have many classes that are related to each other by inheritance. It is 2 types, namely compile type uh, polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. So we can you can explore this topic on internet. So I'll cover brief about only these topics. So other topics in OOPS belongs to abstraction encapsulation. So I'll cover here some design patterns like MVC, singleton dependency. And in software industry, design patterns are very frequently used. So we should have knowledge about some design patterns. So these knowledge enhance or enrich your profile, or as a chance to get selected as a Java developer. So I'll cover some frequently used design patterns here. So one of the design pattern is MVC. So what MVC stand for is MVC stand for model, view, and controller. So in model, we basically handle data logic, and models interacts with database. So that's the role of model. And what is role of controller? Controller accepts request from user or returns response to user. So that's the main role of controller. And what is view? View basically, what is view? What in what format data we present to users. So that's the role of view. MVC is very frequently used in industry, so you should have at least knowledge about basic knowledge about MVC design pattern. So next design pattern is factory design pattern. So I'll explain factory design pattern with this this picture. So suppose we have to calculate area of circle, area of square, area of rectangle. So what we do, we can write simple program, write a function, write a function like area of circle, and we will write different formula, and same to calculate for area of square, we can write like a formula for area of square and rectangle. By using factory pattern, so it enhances usability of code. So in factory pattern, we can see we define a interface shape which will declare a function draw, and circle, and we create a class circle, square, rectangle. Circle class will implement interface shape, and also square class will inherit interface shape, rectangle will inherit interface shape, and there will be a class shape factory. So in factory class, we define a function get shape, and we will pass a parameter shape. So a get shape function will return object of circle depending on type, shape or type, and we return object of square depending on type. So in factory pattern demo class, we will create a object of shape factory class, and shape factory class we will pass we'll call function get shape of shape factory, and in get shape we will pass like a shape name circle, and it will return because in get shape implementation, we have written the condition like if shape is a circle, then we will return object of circle. So in factory pattern demo, so we will get a shape as a object, and we can call the draw or area of the any area function, so that will return the area or draw of the circle any shape. So that is the how it is used factory pattern. So in short, in small code, so we can ignore using design pattern, but wherever there is a lot of files or lot of codes like thousand of files, thousand of codes, so these design patterns will ease to development. So next topic in Java concept is variable. So in Java, there are three types of variable: static variable, non-static, and local variable. So static variable, you can access this type of variable without an object. And what a non-static variable? You can access these member variable using a class object. So like to use non-static variable, we have to create a object of a class, and then we can access that variable. Local variable basically belongs to a particular block. So their scope is at the end of the block. So this, so we have to decide where we have to use static variable, non-static, or local variable depending on our requirement. In Java, so basically Java is a strongly typed language, so we have to knowledge about data types. So before creating any variable, we have to declare data type of that variable. So on the basis of data type, we can divide data type in basically two types: primitive data type and non-primitive data type. So what are primitive data type? So data type, those are predefined by Java. So those are primitive data type, and non-primitive data type can be created or defined by user itself. So that's the basically major difference between primitive and non-primitive. So we can use these data types depending on our requirement. So each have their advantage and their usability. So next section in Java skill or Java concept is operator. So basically, so Java provides these operators like arithmetic operators and shift operator. So what is arithmetic operation? Like plus, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. These are arithmetic operators. Shift operators, bitwise operator, ternary operator. So basically ternary is to perform ternary operation like question mark or colon. These are ternary operators, and same is others operator like Boolean logical operator. So where we check like and or up to two Boolean variables or two variables. So these returns values in Boolean like true or false. So that is why they are called Boolean operators. So similar to their other operators in Java. So like instance, unary, and assignment, and relational. So we can use, and depending on our use case, we can use these operators. So next point is Java concurrency pattern. So there is a very popular topic in Java like multi-threading and multitasking. These topics are very frequently used in software industry. So we should you as a Java developer should have very good knowledge about multi-threading and multitasking. So in interview, these topics are frequently asked. So you should have depth knowledge how multi-threading work, how multitasking work, where we should use these these concepts. So as a as a Java developer, we should have knowledge about multi-threading and multitasking. So we can see multi-threading. What is multi-threading? Multi-threading is a program contains 2 or more pods that can run concurrently. So sometimes we have use where we need to perform 2 operations parallelly. So we do not need to wait complete one operation and then perform next. So by doing this, we can reduce time of operation. So that is the advantage and use of multi-threading. So multi-threading reduces the time of API or time of program. So that is the advantage of multi-threading. Multitasking. What is multitasking? Executing several tasks simultaneously is called multitasking. So like one of the best example is our operating system. We can perform multiple tasks together in OS. Like we can open browser, we can play game. So we can perform multiple tasks simultaneously in OS, like Windows or Ubuntu. So that is the multitasking. So in any program, we should have very intelligently handle exceptions. So exceptions are very widely used in Java. So we can categorize exception handling into 2 parts: checked exception and unchecked exception. So what are checked exception? A class extends throwable class is known as checked exception. So example of checked exception is IO exception and SQL exception. So what are unchecked exception? Unchecked exception is runtime exception. So example, null pointer exception, arithmetic exception. These are unchecked exception. So as a programmer, we should very smartly and frequently use exceptions in our code. So next concept is database connectivity. So as a programmer or as a Java developer, we should know how to connect with database. So in Java, JDBC is the frequently used to connect database. So you should have in-depth knowledge what is JDBC, what is JDBC driver, and all that. So these are basic Java concept. Apart from basic these concepts, we should have basic knowledge about testing platforms like JUnit, Selenium, etc. So if we write a program and we are not able to test it, then we have not completed our task. So we should test our program smartly, and this should be bug free. So we have to have knowledge about JUnit and Selenium. So in today's industry, other tools are very frequently used, like DevOps is a different profile, which is very frequently used in all the organizations. So all the organizations are following DevOps. So what is the role of DevOps? Like Dockerization, Kubernetes, Jenkins, Git. These are DevOps tools. So as a developer or as a software engineer, we should have knowledge about Docker, Kubernetes, Jenkins, and Git. So these skills will enhance your profile or your resume as a Java developer or as a student. So above was basic concept and skills required for Java developer. So this is all related to concept. So next topic is certification, resources, and projects to enhance our profile. So so what is role of certifications? How they enhance our profile? So like we have learned Java. from a authenticated source. So means we have completed a set of tasks. We have completed a project. So these certifications and resources will help you to get shortlisted, also or to get selected as a Java developer or in placements. So these are sites where you can see courses for certification, like you can go shiksha.com/online courses. So there you can search like certifications related to Java or any technology or any categories. So other links are Java T Point or Geeks for Geeks, where you can go frequently and can learn Java concepts and enhance your skill. So next point is tips to prepare for placement interviews. So first of the before appearing in interview, you should have you should have taken or practiced mock interview. So more you practice, more efficient you become. So before appearing in interview, you can take mock interview, or you can discuss with your friends or colleagues, and can take feedback and enhance your like interview skill. So next point to be care of is resume. So your resume should be crisp and clear. So uh, uh, if if uh, if it has not sufficient content or sufficient information, then you will reject it from shortlist. So that's why your resume is first impression is the last impression. So resume is the key where you can be in the top of the shortlist. So before next point is 360-degree analysis. So what it stands for. So before appearing in campus interview, you should have basically explored information about company. So on which skills it works, what is its business area, all that. So you should have a decent knowledge about company profile. So as a software or as a Java developer, we should have developed a problem solving skill. Like so in industry, so if you are not able to tackle like new problem, then definitely you will be back or will be get fired. So you should as a software, you should develop a problem solving skill. So next point is fundamental topics. So before appearing in placements, you should have basic knowledge about DSA, like DSA means database and algorithm, basic programming language knowledge, DBMS, and system design. Like we have seen how frequently system design is used in industries. So you must have like basic knowledge about fundamental topics of computer. And next is a point to be cared of is FAQ. So sometimes HR are technical in technical interview, you can be asked like what is your strength, what is your weakness. So you should prepare it smartly. How we have to tell our strength, and how we have to tell our weakness, so that our weakness should not be a hurdle in our like selection or so we have to prepare these points very smartly. So next point is be honest. So if in any question or in any topic you are not comfortable, or you have not knowledge, so you can smartly like say, sir, I'll prepare and I'll read upon it. So before before jumping into it, so you should have knowledge about this. Otherwise it will show your negative like skill. And next is point dynamic preparation. So what it means, dynamic preparation? Before appearing in company interview, you should have explore so in which area this company work, like networking or operating system or software. Then you should prepare questions according to profile of company. So that's the point, dynamic preparation. So that's all from my side. And if you have any question, then welcome. Hello. Not all.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. So we do have some questions from attendees. Let us take them one by one. Okay, there is one very basic question that someone has asked, which is, what is Java?
What is Java? Basically, Java is a object-oriented programming language. So it provides basically scalability and robustness. So that's why it's very frequently used in industry. So that's the basic like core concept of behind Java.
Okay, so the next question is, give one example of multi-threading and how is it different from multitasking?
So like simple example is like you have to fetch a data, like different type of data from a database. So like you want to fetch like student information, and you want to fetch college information from college database. So instead of going sequential, like first fetch student information, then fetch college information, you can use multi-threading, where you can reduce like dependency or time. You can fetch parallelly student information from student ID and college information from college ID, and then you can use wisely like further these information. This is the basic use of multi-threading. So here it will not reduce much time, but uh, in this type like any such type of example, you can reduce time. So, and what is multitasking? Like as I said, in operating system, we can perform multiple tasks. Like we can listen music, we can work on Google Sheet. So this is the example of multitasking. Hope I am clear.
Okay, thanks. So the next question is, why is Java a pure object-oriented programming language? Because we know that C++ is also object-oriented. So which one is pure object-oriented?
So like C++ is developed on the top of C, and C is basically basic language. While Java is not any is not extension of any language. So so that's why it is written as a purely like object-oriented programming language.
Okay. Being one of the EEE students, I am pretty much experienced in Java. Will it help me in EEE engineering?
It will not help in triple engineering, but in IT industry, from all the sector, students are participating or searching for job. So if you want to build your career in software industry, then definitely it will help learning Java.
Okay. Briefly explain about database connectivity, testing platforms, and DevOps tools.
Database connectivity. Basically, database connectivity means ki how to retrieve or update data in database. Uh, uh, if you have written any program like Java program, then there is a technology you should able to retrieve or fetch data from database. So that is the role of JDBC and DevOps tools. Basically, DevOps tools is used uh, uh, used to ease your development effort. So like Docker is uh, Docker is uh, Docker is frequently used to host applications, and Kubernetes helps to uh, enhance usability of Docker. And in DevOps tools, there is one of the other like technology Git. So Git is used as a like versioning control. So what is the role of Git? Like if you have written any code and you have saved it in your computer, but your computer somehow like crashes, then what will be uh, like then your code will be uh, like flashed or uh, uh, so using Git, you can upload your projects on remote area, so anyone can access, or it will be saved there. And you have asked about testing tools. So in industry there are like different profiles. So one of the profile is like QA testing. So testing tools used to like test your program. So one of the example is like such type of tools is JUnit. So you can explore more on it in internet. So that's the basic about all these.
Okay. Okay, so the next question is, so there are two questions which are related. One is difference between Java and Python, and one is between Java and C++.
Java and Java and Python. So first is like Python is frequently used in machine learning due to their reach in machine learning related to libraries. And Java is frequently used in enterprise application development due to its scalability and security like features. And in C++, basically C++ is the enhanced I'll say enhanced version of C. So there is some OOPS concept introduced in C, but it's not totally OOPS language, and Java is completely OOPS language. And like as I said, it's provide lots of security and robustness and scalability. That's why it's very widely used.
Okay. Uh, what are the best free resources to learn Java, and if you can suggest some free certifications?
So like from Geeks for Geeks and from Java Tutorial Point, or there are lots of sites from where you can learn basics about Java or Java skills. And free certifications, um, you need to explore like on internet. So in my mind there is not any like link or site, but you can explore it. Definitely you will get.
Okay. We are actually getting in many questions. There is one more question which has been asked on. So we are also streaming this session on YouTube. Someone has asked that is system design necessary for freshers?
System design is not necessary for fresher, but if you have knowledge about system design, then obviously it helps to get selected in interview. Means you are ahead of everyone. So that's the advantage of system design.
Okay. Okay, we are still getting questions. We won't be able to take them all in the interest of time, but let me see any questions which will be relevant to the wider audience. How to deal with DSA, data structures and algorithms. It's considered one of the most difficult courses.
So DSA is one of the fundamental subject of computer science. Then you can start from basic, like basic means from string, from array, and you can categorize in three parts like easy, medium, and tough. First cover easy topics like what is array, what is memory, and how it is frequently used. Then you can come to medium parts like how to frequently use the array or string in programs or uh, and all that. So by slowly and gradually you can enhance your DSA skill.
Okay, so let us take just one more question. I've completed physics, how to learn Java programming and crack interview questions. And if you can suggest some important topics.
Basically, if you're from mathematics background, so there is no challenge to learn any language. Like Java is basically language, and before learning any language, you should have like a mathematical aptitude, and that's the sufficient to learn Java. And I think if, you have completed MSc and all that, so that will fulfill prerequisite to apply any company. That's all.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of the session. I am just quickly launching a poll. Please, whoever, I mean, the attendees who are there right now can just let us know on the poll that whether you liked the session, whether you found it helpful, whether you would recommend it to, your friends. This session will also be up on YouTube. You could just, I'm just sharing the link. So, you can have a recording of this later on. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel. When you open the link, you will also be able to get to know the land on the YouTube channel. And once you subscribe, you will also get updates later on whenever we upload a video or whenever we go live. Thank you so much to all the attendees who joined. It was a pretty interactive session because a lot of people had a lot of questions. And thank you so much, Nikhil, for coming on board and speaking on the topic and also guiding the students with their questions.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for joining this session.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of the session. I'm just closing it here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.